Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, welcome. Today I decided to get Domino's. I had a free emergency pizza that was expiring. I think today was the last day I could redeem it. On New Year's Eve, I ordered a pizza for me and my parents when I went over there, and because I did that, I unlocked a free emergency pizza that I've been hearing so much about. Totally forgot about it. But I figured, I can't really spend money this month, so why not just use it up? Now, I have not peeked inside. I opted for a thin crust. I know it's kind of controversial, but I just kind of wanted something a little more, I don't know, that I could eat a decent amount of. I feel like with regular pizza, I'm like usually done after 2 pieces and it's so doughy. But I figured if I got a thin crust, maybe I could enjoy more of it. Um, And despite what you guys might be thinking, I've only consumed one whole medium pizza by myself once in my life, but I'll get into that later. So today I decided to get a thin crust with the Alfredo sauce, bacon, and then garlic as a topping. I guess my Domino's just got garlic as a new topping, and I kind of wanted to go for like a carbonara pasta type of deal. So I figure like all those flavors should hopefully make something reminiscent of it. So let's see how it looks. Let's do this first. Okay, I see the bacon. I don't really see the garlic, but maybe it's underneath the cheese because some toppings I notice they put underneath. Okay, I'm excited. Oh, and I got my Coke, so. Whenever I get thin crust, though, they always cut it into squares. So let's just get this guy right here. That's really good. Mmm. That's really, really good. Mmm. I also grabbed some the crushed red pepper flakes and some Parmesan cheese just in case, but I wanted to have a few pieces without it. Okay. I'm very happy with my decision. Wow. I might be able to eat most of this. We'll see. Mmm. I kind of taste the garlic. It's not too overpowering, which is good. Now, the only time I've ever had one whole pizza to myself, I was 11 years old. And growing up, I was lucky enough to live in a multi-generational household with my mom, my uncle, my grandma, and there was always cousins in and out of the house. During the summer, there are more cousins than usual. And during the day, kids would get the TV. And then once 7 o'clock or so hit, my uncle wanted the big TV, which was at the time the living room TV. And I don't know what it was. Maybe it was something in the air that summer. But we just didn't want to play outside or go to our rooms yet. But my uncle really wanted the TV because it was Monday Night Raw. And we weren't allowed to watch that with him. I think we would have been fine, but I get it now being an adult. You just want some time to yourself. And my uncle was only 15 years older than me at this time. So me being 11, 20, yeah, 26 years old, still 10 years younger than me. He wanted the TV to himself. And I think he was kind of being a smart ass. And he said, like, okay, well, if you can eat a whole medium pizza by yourself, you and your cousins can stay up and watch Raw with me. Okay. He let me pick the topping. I got a ham. Ham was my favorite topping growing up as a kid. And I did it. I did it for us. I was in so much pain. My stomach hurt so bad. I think at one point I was on the verge of tears. Ooh. But like my cousins are rooting for me. And I truly felt like that kid from Matilda with the chocolate cake. Like I was doing it for us. And I did it. Haven't done it since. Maybe today. But even this technically isn't the same because it's a thin crust. Thinking back, that wasn't like child abuse, right? Because I wanted to do it, you know? That wasn't child abuse, I don't think. But it was like, to me, a win-win. I got to have my whole medium pizza by myself. And then we got to watch Monday Night Raw. And that was a good night. Good time for Raw. Summer 2000. I'm not like super into wrestling anymore. I was like when I was younger during that time because of my uncle, but it was a fun time. I'm sorry. I'm so happy about this. Very rarely do I get the type of pizza that I just want. There's always a topping that you want that someone else doesn't want. For example, mushrooms. I love mushrooms. Everyone else around me doesn't like them. I feel like majority rules. You know? I don't want to be selfish and say, no, we got to get the pizza with the mushrooms. Unless there's like a deal with like 2 pizzas, and then usually I'll get something I like by myself. But I don't know, something about just getting a pizza you like your way. I'm liking it. Loud car again, I'm sorry. Okay, so the other day, by the other day I mean a few weeks ago, I really want to start watching the Venture Brothers again. Now, I came into the Venture Brothers late. I didn't start watching it until it was on Max, like the end of 2022. So, I consider myself very lucky. I was not there from the beginning. I did not have to wait almost 20 plus years like all the other fans have for seasons to come out staggered, for the movie to come out. Like everything was pretty much streamlined for me. From the time I watched the very last episode into like the movie came out on Max, I probably only waited like 4 months. So like, ooh, that was a blessing. But I was hesitant to watch it. My husband's like, no, I think you'll like it. And I loved it instantly. It was so funny. I think it's probably like in one of my top 5 things I've ever watched. Like, it's so funny. So I was in my feelings a few weeks ago. I'm like, God, I really just want to zone out. And I want to watch the Venture Brothers again because it's so funny. And I'm sure there's probably things I didn't catch or was like preoccupied with a baby back then that I wasn't really watching it. And I couldn't find it anywhere streaming at all. I started panicking. It wasn't on Max anymore. And I know you can stream it randomly on the Adult Swim app, but I don't like watching stuff on my phone if I can help it. If I can get cozy in bed, light a candle, make some ambient light, and just really relax with some ZzzQuil. I don't know why I said it like it's a secret. You can buy it over the counter. Like, it just kind of like doze off and watch like something funny you like the Venture Brothers. That's like heaven to me. And I couldn't do that. I'm like, I don't want to watch it on my phone like this in bed. Like, I don't deserve that. And it was on Netflix, only the first 3 seasons, and I'm not going to do that either. And one of the reasons I'm not going to do it is because I don't have Netflix. I used to share an account with someone, but they got real strict. And it's too much of a hassle to even, like, stream it. And I refuse to pay for Netflix because I pay for so many other things. So I was bummed. So I was looking around. And I really started thinking, like, if this was, like, a different version of me from, like, years ago, I would have been buying the DVDs, like, instantly. Because that's how I was, like, in high school. And we're out of high school. When I liked a show, like It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, for example, I would get the DVDs as soon as I could. And it was, like, kind of cool, you know, displaying your collection. So when people came over, like, just kind of showing a little bit of, like, your personality, I guess. But, like, in high school and stuff, when Venture Brothers would have first came out, and, like, when I would have been getting into it, like, obviously I didn't have any money. So it would have been, like, Christmas gift stuff ideas, you know? I remember getting a few Futurama DVDs. I loved it. A few American Dad wasn't out then. Family Guy. And, like, really feeling like, cool. Like, I'm really going to start collecting these as I get older. And then I stopped. Because of money and stuff and streaming. And then, back to Venture Brothers. So you could either buy the whole box set, and that's like around $130, $140 maybe. Sometimes there's deals on Amazon for it, like half off, which is great. But then you can buy individual seasons, which are either DVD or Blu-ray. And then for whatever reason, some seasons are harder to find than others, or some seasons are worth more. And then it's like, oh, what do I want to do? Do I want to commit to Blu-ray or do I want to commit to DVD? There's so many things now. But I really think I'm going to start getting, like... Sorry, I'm just digging into my bra. I'm so sorry. My bra strap's just, like, falling down. I'm sorry. This is, like, a real experience. If you were really here, like, eating a pizza with me, like, that probably would have happened, as I'm just talking about physical media. But, like, how important is physical media to you guys? Have you guys, like, always collected your shows and your movies? Or are you someone like me where you used to, maybe like 15 years ago, and now you stopped? Because I stopped. I don't know the last time I've ever bought a box set or even a season of a DVD of anything. But I know it's no spend January. But there was a really good deal on the Venture Brothers DVD box set. So it just came in the mail yesterday. So tonight I'm going to be watching that. I'm so excited. And I want to say, if you're a part of the Venture Brothers fandom community, I have never, ever, ever been a part of a nicer fandom in my life. You know, and I was on message boards pretty young. When I shouldn't have been. People were mean. Like, I was on the American Idol message board when it first came out with, like, Kelly Clarkson and, like, Justin Guarini. People were vicious. Different anime fan. I'm not going to get into it. I don't want to anger anyone. But the Venture Brothers community, their Reddit, just, like, the whole everything, their whole vibe, it's so welcoming and nice. And I like being a part of that. So, I'm happy to start my collection up with this. But, like, another thing, too. For example, Futurama. Start, stop, start, stop. They come out with different box sets and different arts and all that. And it's very kind of discouraging because I like to have stuff thorough. Sorry, someone's parked right there. I like to have stuff, like, thorough isn't the right word, but like a theme. Like, I don't like it when, for example, years ago, back like in 2012-ish, Dragon Ball Z came out with these box sets. And I don't know the artist's name, and I don't know what it is. And if you're part of the Dragon Ball Z fandom, or like a scholar, you know what I'm talking about. There are these yellow boxes. and there were different sagas. And for whatever reason, we started with like, we didn't go in order. Well, here was the reason. We were both working retail for minimum wage part-time back in the early 2010s. So we weren't making that much money. So spending that much money on like a box set was like a once in a while type of thing. And I had never seen the Majin Buu saga for whatever reason. That's another story for another video, another time. That'd be a whole video. But we started with that. And the plan was to get the whole collection eventually. Then, for whatever reason, these DVDs went from like $49 a box set to randomly overnight, certain sagas were like $200. And this is stuff we were checking on like every week back then to see like if we wanted to make the move or not. All of a sudden, the Saiyan saga was over $200, and this is like back in 2012. And that like really discouraged like us from buying it. And I can't even find this box set anymore, like the complete series and stuff. And they released so many different things like since then. So I kind of feel like I need to either buy it all at once, or the chance of like getting a complete set, like your kind of SOL. And it's odd because for me, when I'm getting into something, when it first starts and I like it, now I'm not thinking of, oh, I need to buy the box set or a DVD of it. I'm like, oh, I can't wait for it to come on streaming. But back then, for instance, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, I had the first 3 seasons on DVD. But back in 2008, I did not think the show would still be going on now. How many, it's been going on for almost 20 years now. This year might be 20 years. So, I really like that show. But is that something I want to put that much money into to buy all of those seasons? What is this, like a show like Arrested Development, for example? I didn't like the Netflix version of it. But Arrested Development, I would buy that. There's only a few seasons out. It's like one and done, you know? Well, it's a show when there's that many things. It becomes overwhelming. This is so good, guys. I've never had like Alfredo on a Domino's pizza before. But the good thing about the physical media is like once you own it, like it's yours. Like you don't have to worry about it going to like another streaming service that you don't have, or them randomly like censoring the episode or like taking things out. Like for example, I do a Kenny versus Spenny random episode rewatch every once in a while because I randomly get the urge to see out of 2 men who can like blow the biggest fart or do these random challenges. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, about Kenny versus Spenny, like I'm not even gonna try to describe it anymore. But they were streaming on YouTube, and then randomly, I remember this because it happened in the late summer. It was convenient because it was YouTube, and I seen the one I wanted to watch for later that night. That's a show you watch in the privacy of your own your own space. But I went to watch it later on and it was gone. And the whole channel was gone. It was getting demonetized, and I guess YouTube, because it was like adult content, I think the channel got like a few strikes and everything was gone. It's back up now, and I think Kenny Hotz, the guy who has the channel, they have a Patreon now, so you can watch videos on Patreon, uncensored, extended cut. They did a really good job of remastering those in 4K. It's been like over 20 years. But we also have the DVDs of that at home. It was just a matter of where are they? Because streaming is just so convenient. But it was kind of comforting to know, like, if I just put little effort and look around somewhere in storage, I can find the DVDs. But I think going forward, I'm going to start buying stuff again. I just don't know if I want to like display it like that. Because there was a time, like I said, like that was your personality. If you went like on a date with someone or you went over to someone's house the first time, like kind of seeing like their DVD and movie collection, you got like a little glimpse of who they were, you know. And if I'm gonna put that much money into getting a DVD collection up, like it's coming with me during a natural disaster. Like I have a storage container of like you know, family heirlooms, like pictures and like cassette tapes, like VHS tapes of like baptisms and all that stuff, like stuff that's gold, that's irreplaceable. That's in a big storage bin. So if anything were to happen, God forbid, ooh, I'm so sorry I burped. I'm grabbing that storage bin and then I'm going to my DVD wall or cabinet thing and I'm doing a big supermarket sweep thing like this and I'm throwing a bunch of those DVDs in that bin. Whatever makes it, whatever doesn't. And that's what I'm doing with my precious time. Besides getting my loved ones and animals out, like, you know, that. All that to say, how important is physical media to you? That was a long ramble, but thank you for like coming along with me on the journey. Like I can't be the only one, right? Who like wants to start it back up again? Or were you someone who like you've always had the DVDs, like collecting stuff? And if so, how much do you think your media collection's worth? I'm interested. Let me know down below what your story is. I'm sure everyone has a story about physical media. Either growing up with it being VHS or the transition to DVD. I remember that time in my life too. That was a wild time. Yeah, but let me know down below what your relationship is with physical media. What are some DVDs or like shows that you cannot live without that you have to have? I did a pretty good job, I think. This will be more for later, but I'm going to call it good. Until next time, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will talk to you guys in February when I can spend money on whatever I want again. Okay, bye.